All right, next is a guy who we haven't talked a lot about this year, RJ Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the statement. Fact or fiction, RJ Hampton's stock has risen this season.
This is easier than I think I'm going to make it sound, but I'm going fact.
Okay.
He's definitely risen because I don't think we really knew what we were getting with RJ completely based on last year. But now we know. And every time his stock rises high, he'll have one of those games like he did the other night where he picks up 3 fouls in a short amount of time and you're like, man, come on. Keep yourself out on the court and get these minutes that you need. You're starting right now a lot. Like, absorb this. Take advantage of the situation. You might not get this much longer. And some days he goes out, plays well, gets 17 points or whatever, shoots well from 3, and you're like, yes, more of this. But then he'll have a game where he regresses a little bit too. And I know that's pretty common of young players, but overall, I've liked more what I've seen, especially from like the midway point of the season on than maybe the first half. But I've liked more of what I've seen. Because there was a time when we actually thought RJ was going to be deep bench, doing an Iggy Brasdegas thing where he only gets to play, and he was for a while.
Right.
But then he started to get some minutes and prove himself, and it was just like, well, he's just doing his thing, and he's balling, and it's working well. So I say fact because it's up. He's not a 5-star player for me if we're doing it on that kind of scale, but his stock has definitely risen now. I think he's a valuable piece of this team, whereas one point he was just a guy that getting lost in the shuffle and what do we do with this guy, and he's probably just going to sit on the bench. But now he has a role, and he's playing it well.
I to my surprise, I agree. I would say that this is fact, but I think it may be more, not necessarily that his stock has risen, because I don't think his ceiling is rising, or he's becoming maybe more of a more dynamic player. It's actually because I feel like my expectations of him are changing, and I think his own expectations maybe of himself as a player within this team are changing.
Okay.
I think that in the beginning of the year, he was on ball a lot. He was one of our backup point guards.
Mm-hmm.
And that was ugly. Like, it just didn't look good. He was making bad decisions with the ball.
Right.
Speed dribbling himself into corners he couldn't get out of. Just kind of looked discombobulated out there, almost uncoordinated at times, not really sure about what he was doing. But now he's playing just a solid 2. Like, he's very clearly now a 2 guard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because he's settling into that role, his stock is rising because he's looking like a pretty damn good 2 guard now. He's got better length. He's a pretty damn good defender on ball. He's shooting well from beyond the arc this year, 36% from 3-point. And I'm sure if you look at certain spots, he's even hotter. So, obviously in open space, he's super fast and can really kill you on an open break turnover. So I think because he's filling into his role, his stock is rising significantly for me. RJ Hampton, if you would have asked me at the beginning of the year, I think I said multiple times, I'm kind of done with this guy. Like, I don't see where he's going. I think he's going to take many years to develop. And now I'm seeing, like, with an off season,
right,
and a clear role, he could be a damn good bench player for us.
Yeah.
And so his stock is up, sir.
Well, there was definitely one of these games we played at one point where we talked about who do we think is going to be a player that rises on another team.
Yeah.
And I believe I said RJ Hampton because I just felt like we were going to be done with him or not have minutes for him. And then he's going to go somewhere where he gets time and do kind of what he's doing now. So great. He's doing it for us. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's better for me. I like that.